Now it seems as though red flags just don't mean anything. It's like it means go like green, you know? It's like, no, that's a red flag. Stop. We have to get back to that. We're comfortable now with toxic. We're comfortable now with being disrespected. We have to change that. We're being lied to, disappointed daily. How many days, how many weeks, how many months out of this year are you going to waste on feeling bad about yourself because you're involved in something toxic? And toxic could be with a coworker, a friend you've known your entire life. Not necessarily just relationship-wise. I'm talking toxic relationship across the board. Siblings. Just that the person that makes you feel bad all the time about yourself. The person that is always negative. The person who just never has anything good to say. That's draining. That's draining you of your self-worth. The person who's always telling you, you're crazy to think that. That you're being too sensitive. That you're overreacting. You know those people in your life. It's time to say enough is enough. That today I'm choosing me. I have to choose me for my self-love journey. Because I've given you enough. You've drained me enough. I need a break. I have to work on me. And when you're around toxic people, you will never become the best version of yourself. Toxic people are just so negative. They're so draining. They never take responsibility for their own actions. All toxic people do is blame and point fingers. If you're tired of someone blaming you and pointing fingers and never taking responsibility for their actions of why you may have reacted the way that you are, it's time to remove that red flag. If a person is always trying to control you and doesn't appreciate you and your individuality, that's a problem. If you're complaining about the same behavior patterns that a person has yet to correct, how much more are you going to hold on to that? Don't you deserve changes? If someone loves you and if they're trying to get out of those toxic traits, they're willing to seek help, whether it's through therapy or whatever they have to do to better themselves. That's what they'll do. But most people who are so stuck in their toxic ways, who have yet to even know that they're toxic because that's their norm, that's who they've always been. That's how they've always loved. That's how they've always been loved. So they wouldn't know. They think that you're the bad guy. You're the person who needs help. And now, because of that, you've become comfortable being in this toxic, unhealthy relationship. In 2021, don't allow toxic to become your norm. It's time to break out of that. It's time for us to get back into character traits. You know, the character traits show a person's underlying values or beliefs. We have to get back to that. We have to get back to someone's integrity, loyalty, devotion, kindness, to be treated kind, someone's sincerity, someone who boosts your self-esteem, and someone who's self-controlled. There are things to look for. And also always maintain your identity as an individual. The day that you can't remain who you were when you met that person, you have to change because of them, that's already a sign that this isn't the person for you. We have to get a hold of how we allow people to love us. And to get away from unhealthy, someone who doesn't want to see you grow, to see you make changes. You know, we're all, as human beings, we're going to change through the years. That's called growth. So you're not going to be the same person you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago. You know, growth comes along. And sometimes when you're in love, somebody's not necessarily outgrowing the other person, but they're making changes that this other person is intimidated by. People get intimidated by your growth. They'd rather you, walk with your head down and not have your self-esteem at an all-time high 10. That's how they're controlling you. That's how they're keeping you under them. The more you love yourself, the more you're going to value being treated with so much love and respect. And not disrespect. And not disappointment. And not having you always questioning, what more could I have done? Did I say the wrong thing? Why did I do that? You're always questioning what you have done wrong. That's what toxic does. It makes you think everything is your fault. Because most times people can't take responsibility.